Hello, beautiful souls. How you doing? Rosie Glow here with the latest installment of Where We Are Staying. This is the view from our beautiful sacred space in Santorini, which is actually not really like Santorini at all, apparently, according to the lovely Greg, who is the proprietor of this amazing space, Prana Thera. And I just wanted to give you the heads up that as we have been moving between the energies of this new moon in Cancer and the full moon in Capricorn and resetting our internal safety, we have been going through a lot of wounds. I don't know how it's been for you, but for me, I've been on a very intense healing journey. For the most part, it started actually with the wounded feminine and the story of the single mother energy and the being wired to survive because there is no support other than our own, and this feeling of disconnect from source and that there's never enough, which is the scarcity consciousness of the struggle paradigm. Also, it is the scarcity consciousness of capitalism and many of the issues of our modern world. But we're actually really moving into the energy of the wounded masculine, particularly the wounded father, and the impact that this has had both on the mother feeling supported in her pregnancy journey when she's been growing us, and also the children born and how they perceive themselves in terms of self-esteem, self-worth, what we each deserve and feel worthy of, depending on the messaging we received. Now, our connection to the divine is very much linked to our perception of our mother and our father as the divine, and how many of our needs were met emotionally, physically, spiritually, and psychologically. And there's a lot of clearing that I'm going to be offering tomorrow through the full moon world service, personal healing and co-creation, which obviously will bring in the light language of the star families that come through as Rosie Glow, as the galaxy of Rosie Glow, and remembering that Rosie Glow is all about the power of revelation, which allows us to make that shift from a place where it feels as though there is no option to a space where all miracles are possible. And the toxic parenting program is one that we're all influenced by. And this does really lead us into also the issues around narcissism, which are just so prevalent in our society, and also in all of us who have experienced having our own needs unmet, and then how that affects us as parents or the longing to be a parent. So when we talk about resetting our internal safety, I am safe, I am my own authority, I am secure in myself, and all that comes with this. What this is really about is allowing the earliest circuitry that we actually inherited to be reprogrammed. Many are not aware of just how much goes on in the first 3 months of pregnancy, and in fact, how much, well, even pre-conception, we are influenced by the energies of our mother and father and their own stress factors in their lives, how supported they feel. So when we learn how we can actually influence our reality and shift both our internal world and therefore our external world, all things are possible. And this is why Rosie Glow is all about miracles. It's why, we're all about remembering that there are lots of layers of what we call shades of grey. But when we allow ourselves to reach for the stars and truly imagine the world we would most like to co-create for ourselves and each other, things beyond the obvious become possible. So I'm inviting you to join me tomorrow, live ideally. Remember, you need to sign up, so just follow the link in the text box and show up to allow the star peace codes to come through that will allow your story, whatever it is, whatever the pain story you have inherited from your parents, to shift, to become something different, to forgive, to let go. This does not mean that we put ourselves back in the line of fire. It just means that we stop torturing and poisoning ourselves with unprocessed pain that our ancestors could not process themselves. Whether they change or not, it's none of our business. It's what we do with the legacy we've inherited. And there is a gift in every challenge that we have experienced in our early lives. So this is how we mature our inner family. We go from what we didn't have to what we would like to have. And I am testimony to just how much my own world has shifted, both internally and externally. So, you know, if you are new to Rosy Glow, if you're new to the frequency of divine grace, it's right here. It is where you allow yourself to dream your biggest dream and not worry about how you're going to get there, but trust that when you set that intention in motion, miracles happen. And literally just this miracle of where we are today. You know, we've come to an island that is incredibly popular. It's usually, well, very touristy, super expensive. There's, you know, it's a flashy place to be. And where we've landed, where my beautiful husband took my instructions of what I wanted to experience while I was here, we found this paradise that's very similar to Arizona. It's like very different to the rest of Santorini. And we will show you some beautiful, beautiful imagery as we go on. And I love it because you can see the cranes in the background and buildings that are illegally being built. There's this paradise just here, and it's like, what are you going to focus on? You know, look at that. There's so much magic here. I can't even begin to tell you, but Pythagoras is playing very strongly. And after having journeyed through the shadows of, if you like, the duty of what brings me back to this country, particularly around the masculine, because it's around my stepfather and my blood father as well, I got to meet my half-brother who lives in New Zealand. Like, I haven't seen him for 4 years. And to see the shift in the masculine in our family and our bloodline. And this is the point, is we can continue to play victim, we can continue to blame, we can continue to shame, we can continue to beat ourselves up with guilt for all the things we did that we didn't know better. Or we can just draw a line and say, what do I want instead of this story? And dare to bring ourselves to the place that we will co-create something different. And if we can do it for ourselves, we can do it for all of humanity. I know it might sound a little far-fetched when I say the war is over, the light has won. Star Wars is over, it is time for Star Peace, but it's up to us. Do you want to sign up to that? If you do, please comment yes. Please subscribe, please hit the notifications tab, please be a part of this. Say yes, I'm up for that. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm up for that. I want to be a part of that. And that's how those of us who are heart activated bring our soul consciousness in and begin a journey beyond your wildest dreams. I'm living it now, and honestly, the better it gets, the better it gets. So join me tomorrow. The time is 12 p.m. BST. In Greece, this will be 2 p.m. And then, you know, Eastern Standard Time and Pacific Standard Time will be in the link, so just check it all out. But show up. I won't have any cacao this time. I will just be offering from my heart, bringing in the light language and offering the clearing of this orphan story, the single parent story, the toxic parenting story, and bringing love and compassion to the wounded masculine, and at the same time going, own your shit, mate. It is time for us to evolve beyond this now. No more playing victim. Own your story and choose to move beyond it. So if you fancy that, let's do it together. I love you lots, and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.